Hi friends, my name is Madison and I want to welcome you to the channel Seeking Life. Uh, I'm gonna kind of go into a backstory here in a minute of why I named it that, but basically I kind of got really just tired of the system and tired of going to work and doing the same thing day in, day out every single day. And this last position I had just really destroyed me mentally. I don't know if you'll be able to see this bird. It's beautiful. I think it's definitely telling me to stay away. I'm not coming any closer, honey. But when I was at work, I couldn't come out here and do things like this. And since I got here, I've been chasing alligators to try to see if I can't find one. And I think I finally found one. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to zoom in with the way I have this camera right now, but yeah, I think I finally found one. I will stitch that in probably at the end of the video just because editing is a process. But yeah, so I was making videos when I had the chance to go out and explore and do something different, when I actually had the energy, because when I was at work, I literally felt every single day that I went there that a little piece of my soul was dying every single day. A little bit of piece of who I am was dying every single day. And I got to the point where I just couldn't take it anymore. Hang on, these helicopters are flying over. Don't know if you can see them. Probably not. Yeah, there's a couple of choppers flying over. So I'm gonna not speak for a moment. Those appear to be, I would say, choppers that you can probably rent out. I'm not sure. But yeah, so I was going to my work every day. I had to get up like 3 hours before I got there and literally just motivate myself and basically brainwash myself to keep going every single day, because I absolutely did not want to go. My soul was like, no, Madison, you really need to stop going to this job. It's killing you. Like, you're becoming basically a zombie, for lack of a better term, where you're just a shell of a person going to this job. Sure, I was only there maybe 6-7 hours a day, but it was just so physically draining and exhausting, and I feel the world completely differently than most people. I'm extremely sensitive, and just having interactions with other people drains me. So I need to have the proper amount of time to rest, and most of the time I don't have the proper amount of time to rest, because I'd be working like I'd work like 5 days, have a day off, work another 4 days, have a day off. So I never really have time to rest. And when I did actually get a couple days off, that was when I was like, oh shoot, I have a problem. I feel like I'm slipping back into this depression that I took years and years to get out of. I feel like, I guess the official term, I didn't want to unalive myself, but I looked up signs that you might be feeling that way without actually feeling that way. And excuse me for a second while I switch my hands. And every single thing I read was like, yeah, you're feeling that way without feeling that way. And then I know I brought his name up a couple of times. I'm not doing it for clout, that's why I don't mention it anywhere. It's just kind of thrown in the video. But losing Adam the Woo a couple months ago, just this man who was always enjoying his life, this man who, around the same age I am now, or length of time on earth as me right now, he left his job because he couldn't do it anymore. And he started, and every day was a new adventure. Every day was something memorable. And I want to model my life the way that Adam did, the way that Jacob the carpetbagger do, the way that all these people who travel and enjoy life and who are doing everything they can to actually live a real life. Because ever since we were a child, I never wanted to work. I never wanted to be in the system. I knew something was wrong. I knew we weren't meant to be working our whole lives away. And I've kind of avoided it the best that I can. There are definitely times where it's definitely a lot windier up here. I apologize, I forgot my headphones. There are definitely times of you want to see a really cool shot, and I'll get back to that. So I'm on an artificial mountain that's in a park here. It's one of the only places I know of where there's elevation. Check this out. That's the city of West Palm Beach that direction. I think that's Riviera Beach that direction. I don't know if you can see it, but the netting down there I think is possibly the Pop Stroke. And then you can see they've got other mountains over here. These are landfills. And what I'm standing on used to be a landfill until the 90s when they decided to make it into a park. Now, it's one of the only places where you can actually get a view like this here in West Palm Beach. I don't remember exactly where we were, but I always knew something was wrong. I always did my best to avoid the system. And now that things are changing so rapidly with the world, I apologize for any bouncingness. I was like, okay, I need to find a way out of this. And so around 2020, I started doing Uber Eats, and I kept myself out of the system. I was out of the system for about 5 years. I had a couple jobs for a few months here and there to supplement my income, but I came back to this job after 2020, and things are so much different than they were before, and so much worse than they were before. I can't really even begin to describe how much worse things were than they were before. And it's a pretty view over the parking lot, sort of. That's the lake over there where we just were. So I wanted to kind of go into a history of why I'm seeking an actual life besides just working. So when I was young, both of my parents passed before I was 13 years old. I actually found my father not alive in the morning when I woke up. That traumatized me, of course. And so I'm gonna switch hands again. After that, I needed to move to extended family, who were my godparents. I didn't really know them that well because they moved when I was young, and we didn't get along all that good. We're better now, but when I was young, we didn't really get along that good. And when I was 17, I decided to join the military. So they gave me two options: go to college or join the military. And I was like, you know what? I don't know what I want to do for work. I don't really even believe in working, at least not for the system. I believe in working for yourself, being an entrepreneur, things like that. But when it comes to when it came to what I wanted to do with my life as like a career or something like that, I was like, you know what? Let me just join the military because I have no idea. So I went into the military for security forces because I wanted to be a canine handler. And, you know, I wound up joining for the wrong reasons. I joined basically to escape my parents or my step parents, I guess. That's a beautiful tree. So I left, and I didn't last very long in the military. I lasted a little over 2 years. I, was able to at least get my benefits, but because I joined for the wrong reason, I kept getting in trouble, and so I wound up being homeless in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Thankfully, I had made connections with a church group there, so I never actually slept on the street, though I did sleep in a closet. So, there's that. I was Harry Potter, except I wasn't under the stairs. I was just in a broom closet. And then after that, I moved home to Georgia. This was around 2006. And I lived with my grandmother. I helped take care of her. That was probably the happiest time of my life. I did work a little, but I had to leave work at some point because she needed more care at home. She was falling and stuff. There was a time she fell outside and was stuck on the deck for a couple of hours. And so I was like, you know what? I can't risk something like that happening again. I need to be home with her. So I stayed home with her until she passed away in 2014. And then that's when life really got bonkers for me. Every 6 months I would move around. I kept getting bored of where I was, or things weren't working out with my roommates, or I was just ready to move on, or I didn't have the money anymore. And so I just dipped. And now I did all that moving around from 2014 about every 6 months until 2020. In 2019, I was living in Philadelphia with a friend I had met, and things turned south there really, really quickly. And so I had to leave and live in my car. And so I was homeless, living in my car for about 2 weeks, bouncing from parking lot to parking lot in a small town close to where my family lives because, well, they wouldn't take me in. Don't know why. I was a little short when I was younger, but I'm definitely not like that anymore. But, I understand. It's all good. No worries. But, so, back when I was living in my car, I would go out to parks like this, and I would explore, and I would just take my time. I'd go and I'd sit at the park and watch the the lake water and the ducks, and it was wonderful. I loved it. And I was making some videos back then. I've been actually making YouTube videos for about 10 years now. January would be my 1 year or 10-year anniversary. But most of that content I don't keep on the channel because it's terrible and it no longer aligns to views that I used to have. You know, in 2020, like I said, I started really waking up to things. I learned about the evil that we have in this world. I learned about lots of different things, which eventually led me to learning philosophy and learning about the universe and quantum mechanics and you know, time travel and things like that. I don't know how to time travel yet, but I have been learning things. And you know, to be honest, it's been an eye-opening experience. I actually wound up finding God again when I wasn't even looking. You know, God was one of those things where I'm gonna pick that up. It's trash. I was pretty much agnostic for a while there. I didn't believe in anything, and I did know that something created this world, but I didn't know what it was. Eventually learning different things about different religions and philosophies, it all came back to love. Love is the answer to everything. Love is the main purpose of what religion used to be, until man manipulated the books for control instead of liberation of the soul. So I wound up learning, you know, that we're all connected. You know, when the Bible says we're all sons and daughters of God, that's true. We're all connected to one another. And through all of this learning and everything, I've switched my whole outlook on life. I've switched who I am. I stopped wearing masks. I stopped pretending that I was somebody that I wasn't. I stopped pretending that what other people want me to do is the right thing, when I know what the right thing I need to do is, even if it's completely different than what everyone else says I should be doing. You know, that's part of what's kept me in this mess of always being in survival mode and always having to struggle to survive. And it's because I've always listened to others and what they say. Oh, Madison, you need to do this. Oh, Madison, you need to do that. Oh, Madison, you need to do this. And I'm so over everyone telling me what I should be doing or should not be doing. It's only led me to have no money the majority of my life. It's only led me to misery. It's only led me to depression and just an overwhelming sadness that I just can't even begin to describe. So that is why I'm creating this channel called Seeking Life, because my entire life has been survival mode. My entire life has been about, how do I make sure I have food? How do I make sure I have a roof over my head? How do I make sure I don't lose my car? How do I make sure all of these things don't disappear? And then I'm actually on the street for real with no car, no nothing. So the wind is a bit. So I decided, you know what? Come April 1st, I am going to quit my job and I am going to I'm going to finally travel the country like I wanted to do a year ago, but what I really wanted to do 5 or 6 years ago. So this has been in the works for half a decade, and with Adam's passing, coming back full circle to that, I want to go out and live my life. I want to enjoy my life. I want to make memories that I can remember. I want to help encourage others to do the same. I want to spread positivity and joy and love and light and peace and harmony with everybody. And I do that in my own life. Everywhere I go, I try and spread as much positivity as I possibly can, because I know that that little ripple will become like the circle of goodness that Adam talked about. Now, I didn't really ever call it the circle of goodness, but it's real. The circle of goodness is real. It is something that exists, and the way I was calling it was spread positivity. I want to spread positivity as far and wide as I possibly can, because I fully know that positivity can change this world for the better, 100% for the better. And the only way we're going to get better is if we show others that love and kindness still exist in this world. Because if you turn on the news or social media, all you're really seeing is negativity, which is why I want to come here every single day and spread some sort of positivity with y'all, or some sort of adventure, or, you know, just exploring something new, going to a new area. Like, I've walked this park here before, but there, I think, I don't know if you can see it, right here's the bathroom. This is trash I picked up. This building behind the bathroom, I think, might be some sort of museum or something that explains how they turned the landfill into a park. I'm not really sure, but there's stuff like that all over the place. And because I was working a job I didn't really want to go to in the first place, I haven't seen anything. Like, I've been here for 10 months and I've seen like the same 4 places over and over because they're free. And, you know, it's something outside, something in nature. It gives me a chance to walk, get some exercise, and, you know, just enjoy life, which is the whole goal. We're supposed to be living and enjoying our lives, aren't we? So why would we fill our time with things we don't want to do when we have the perfect opportunity to just get out there and do what it is we want to do? We just have to decide to take that leap of faith, not allow fear to stop us, and just go out there and chase whatever goal or dream it is you're looking for. Like that gentleman, he's going running. Good for him. I'm proud of him. You know, there's so many different goals you can have, so many different dreams you can have. You know, my dream is to travel America right now, see more states than I've seen, and actually spend some time in states that I've only just driven through, like Oklahoma or Arkansas or Louisiana. Actually, I don't think I've driven through Louisiana, but, you know, I want to actually live my life. I want to go to, I want to go to roadside attractions. I want to go to museums. I want to go to amusement parks. I want to go to national parks and natural parks, and I want to see the beauty that this wonderful country has to offer us out there. Because I know for a fact this place is gorgeous, and most of us Americans, we take it for granted. We like to think that America's not that great. Sure, our politics might be a little wild right now, but the country is still gorgeous. And the people are still kind and friendly if you put out that kind of vibe. But if you're putting out a vibe of negativity, of course you're going to get negativity back. So what I'm trying to say is my mission is to travel this country, spreading kindness, bringing the circle of goodness around, continue putting good things out there, and I know that good things will come back to me in return. I'm not putting them out there for that reason. I'm putting them out there just because that's who I am, and I love making other people happier, see them smile, or, you know, that's just something that brings me joy. It's something I love to do. I love seeing people happy. Oh my God, I think there's a second gator. Wow. I really wish this would let me flip it. I don't know why it won't. But yeah, I think there's a second gator. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to film a second video, I guess, just on the gators. But so I want to encourage you to follow this journey because I'm literally starting from scratch again. But this time I'm doing it for what I want to do as opposed to what everyone's telling me I should do. So I am going to go ahead and about a month's time from now, somewhere in the beginning of March, I'm moving out of my apartment and I am moving into a tent, and I will be traveling slowly to Atlanta with my cat Buddy. He's gonna be in the videos. I'm gonna have him go on walks with me then, and then slowly make my way home to Georgia, spend Easter with my family, and then I want to clear out all of my junk that I have there. I'm paying storage for absolutely no reason for stuff I haven't even thought about in years, and I just keep moving it from place to place, and I'm tired of that. And I'm tired of spending money I don't really need to spend on stuff I don't really need to spend it on. So I'm gonna be doing that, and then slowly, as the country warms up, I'm going to be making my way to Chicago to start Route 66 from Grant Park, and then slowly make my way down Route 66, seeing as much as I can, and making my way down to Santa Monica Pier. I would love to stop in Albuquerque. That place has been on my heart for 20 years now, and you know, I'm just really excited for this new journey ahead. I'm really excited to see where life takes me and where this journey goes, because I know for a fact that once I start, now that I'm on this journey, the universe, God, creator, whatever you want to call it, is going to start providing in ways that I never could have ever dreamed of. And I'm going to be hopefully in a camper by the end of October, because the goal is to eventually move back down to South Florida when it gets cold in the rest of the country, and then just explore what I can here, maybe explore the amusement parks in Orlando. But I just want to explore all that this country has to offer, and I want to, you know, maybe encourage you to chase your dreams. If that's quitting a job you hate and starting a YouTube channel, if you have the ability, do it. If you know, have a game plan that you've wanted to do for years, take the risk and go do it. The only thing that's stopping you is you. It's true. Literally, the only thing that's stopping you is you. It's your fear, and it's your programming from other people of, hey, you need to do it this way. You need to go to work and work hard for somebody else that doesn't care about you. And if you drop dead today, they'd replace you tomorrow. So what you need to do is find what makes you happy. I love filming videos. I love coming out here and talking. I'm actually an introvert at heart, but I can be extroverted when I need to, which is what drains me. And why I needed to leave that job was because I was dying inside. I could feel my soul had like 5% battery left. And if I didn't leave, I would have just crumbled and I would have never recovered. So I'm going to be documenting from leaving the apartment to the tent to Route 66 and beyond. And it's going to be daily uploads, probably about 6 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm just really looking forward to this journey. I am looking forward to you joining it with me. And I look forward to, you know, living a life worth living, and one where I'm not working my life away for somebody else, because I can't do that anymore. I literally cannot work for somebody else again. I would go nuts. I can't do it. I can't. So I have to do this. This is what I'm doing. I think there's actually a third gator. Oh my gosh. I came at like the best time for gator hunting. Well, not hunting, but like I've been looking for these gators for 10 months. You'll see them in the next video, but oh my God. See, I never would have had this if I was working. I would have been at work right now. This is incredible. Nature is incredible. So if you made it this far, thank you. I would appreciate it if you would subscribe and join this journey. Especially if you're looking for daily adventurous, going out there kind of content, seeing what life is, what life has on offer. And if you like this video, thumbs up it. That really does help the channel. I don't know what hype is. I really don't. My channel doesn't even have that to where I can hype other people. So I keep seeing people talking about it, but I don't know what it is. If you have one of them, do that too. I don't know. But I'm just really looking forward to this new life and having you on this journey with me. And I will see you guys very soon. I love you from the bottom of my heart, and I will see you tomorrow. Stay positive, stay kind, and continue with that circle of goodness. Until tomorrow.